Hey everybody, Bailey's Homestead here, coming to you with the aftermath of the storm. So our greenhouse is done. It's gone. There's no coming back for that. We actually have a hay bale where it doesn't belong. That's going to be fun to get out of there without a tractor. The animals are fine. Our barn structure is fine. There's nothing to report there. We just got back from rescuing my mom off the side of the interstate. Apparently, sometime in the midst of all this, a huge hole opened up, and unfortunately, she hit it, and it took out both driver's side tires. She is okay. The rims were bent, and they are not fixable. Unfortunately, I tried, and they ended up cracking. So they're on their way to get new rims and get their van fixed. The only other carnage that we had was that right there. See, the horses are fine. I let Dakota loose. I was not keeping him pinned up in that kind of weather. For those of you that don't know, we had very severe storms roll through. Last night, it was one right after the other. And everybody's okay. There is a lot more damage east of us. And even south of us. I'm not sure about north of us. There was some carnage to the west of us, but we came out just fine. The quail are all doing fine. For anyone that's seen my post, they are all 7 in there. Look, they've started drying out, and they're doing just fine. They're doing just fine. That is the only one that we had blow over last night. I had a feeling we should have turned them so that the wind was coming by them instead of blunt force, and we didn't do that, and I regretted it when I come to check on the animals last night. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. After the second storm left, I waited for the tornado warning to be lifted, and I came over here as soon as it was safe to do so to make sure that everybody was okay, and just see if I could spot any kind of damages that were done. Luckily, our roof isn't damaged. We have neighbors up the road that have shingles peeled back. There's several people around here that have trees down. It knocked out over 2,500 people for power, and they are talking about it taking up until tomorrow to restore the power that was damaged. There was at least, at 2 o'clock this morning, there was a minimum of 5 telephone poles snapped off that had to be fully replaced, and they were not done looking for the damages. There's over 7,500 people estimated to be out of power right now in this area. Just 2,500 here alone. There are trees down all over the place. Some of them were on structures. They had an entrapment with power lines, and that was all before 2 o'clock this morning, when the first storm rolled through. After the second one rolled through, there was even more carnage. Luckily, the third one that came through was not as severe. It was angry, but it was less windy, and it had kind of died down from that tornado warning level. Unfortunately, the southern tip of that was in Arkansas, and I seen that several people down there were in that warned zone from that third front that came through here. So I hope everybody down there is safe, and I hope everybody that was here in the state of Missouri that dealt with those storms is safe. There was countless tornadoes last night alone, and some of them were pretty bad. When I drove into the storm, they were tracking what was just said as a massive tornado on the ground, and it wasn't very far from where I was going, and the storm hit as soon as I got there, and and I say we as in me and my daughter, were able to get out of there safely and get back to shelter. And that's just sometimes a decision that we have to make. She could have found shelter where she was at, but she was better off being with us. She has some pretty bad panic attacks, and she was alone at home at the time. So my future son-in-law was at work. He works nights. He was not able to come home, and he was actually safer probably staying at work, just due to the structure and the fact that they have storm shelters in place, and they are FEMA shelters. So as we know, looking at what happened to Joplin years back, it doesn't matter. But I have not heard of any injuries or fatal incidents yet. I am sure everything is still being processed and all of that. So I know we will start seeing more damage reports and things like that throughout the day on on Facebook and all that, and I'm sure that's going to be everywhere that these storms hit. From everything I heard, they were expecting the first set of storms to be the most severe, and then it turned out to be all three of them being tornado warned and being potentially dangerous. And the one was. It absolutely was. The second one was just as angry as the first and produced probably just as much damage as the first one did. But that third one, we were lucky that it calmed down by the time it got here. Like I said, they were tracking rotation down in Arkansas on that. But we spent all night in the shelter, and like I said, I came over here when it was safe to do so, checked on everything. I got a head count, and that's it. I did not do perimeter check and all that. I just wanted to make sure everybody was here, everybody was safe, and get back to shelter before that third run came through. So the shelter is about a 10-minute drive from us. So, it's not just right down the road. But we got there. There was a lot of debris on the roadway. I should have took the interstate. I didn't. And it's just another one of those lessons learned, to follow your gut. I stopped several times to clear large limbs out of the road, and I actually hit one myself. But like I say, guys, everybody here is okay. I hope you all are okay. I hope everybody in the line of these storms is doing okay. Things can be replaced. I know it's the end of the world if you lose your home and all that. I do. But losing lives cannot be replaced. That's you know, you can't replace a life. Once it's gone, it's gone. A home can be rebuilt. You know, a home is where you make it. So I know they're sentimental items that can't be replaced and all that, but anyway, guys, I just my heart goes out to everybody. We are realizing how lucky we got here just from the carnage just down the road from us and surrounding us. So I wanted to bring you all in, show you the homestead, and see what little bit we had. This is absolutely nothing. You know, we lost the greenhouse, but it is what it is. We didn't lose the house, we didn't lose the barn, we didn't lose the feed shed, we didn't lose the garage. It could have took that. I mean, you know, it didn't, and that's okay, because that would have been a mess to clean up and probably would have damaged the house, and who knows. But we're all right, and I hope you are too. So for the light at the end of the tunnel, I hope you have a blessed day, and stay safe, try to stay dry, and watch out for rising waters. That's a lot of rain in a little amount of time. So God bless you all.